Honda is out, and Adrian Newey just confirmed it. In a move that could shake the very foundation of Formula One's future, the legendary engineer has revealed that Honda is preparing to walk away from the sport. This bombshell comes at a critical juncture as the debate over F1's 2026 engine regulations intensifies. While the grid braces for a new era of advanced turbo hybrids, FIA President Mohammed Sulayem has thrown fuel on the fire by suggesting a return to simpler V8 engines. But Honda isn't playing along. They've drawn a hard line, refusing to abandon electrification. And now, faced with a sport that may be steering away from their long-term vision, they're ready to leave it behind entirely if the decision is not taken back. But Honda isn't entertaining the notion. The Japanese manufacturer has made its stance unequivocally clear. Electrification is not up for debate. In an era where sustainability and technological innovation are cornerstones of global motorsport, Honda's position underscores a commitment to forward momentum, not nostalgia. Their message to the FIA is simple. Formula One's future lies in hybrid technology, regardless of who at the top may suggest otherwise. As FIA President Mohammed Sulayem subtly floats the notion of scrapping hybrid technology in favor of a more traditional combustion engine format by 2029, championing simplicity and cost-cutting, Honda is making it clear that they see no future in turning back. Koji Watanabe, president of Honda Racing Corporation, addressed the issue directly in a recent interview with Japanese outlet AS Web, reaffirming the company's firm commitment to electrification as the future of Formula One. Honda continues to want Formula One to remain the premier class in motorsport, Watanabe stated, offering a pointed yet diplomatic reminder of the brand's long-term vision. We will continue to discuss which power unit is suitable for this. Honda's current position is that we believe electrification is a very important component on the path to a sustainable future. That emphasis on sustainability is more than a buzzword for Honda. It's the foundation of their motorsport philosophy moving forward. At a time when others have pivoted or outsourced development in the face of hybrid-era challenges, Honda has remained committed to engineering excellence from within, in stark contrast to competitors now seeking external partnerships to bridge their technical gaps. Honda appears determined to shape the future of Formula One on its own terms and on electric principles. It's worth noting the irony. When Formula One's hybrid era was introduced in 2014, it was met with widespread skepticism. Critics lamented the loss of engine noise, the complexity of the new systems, and the frequent mechanical failures that plagued early development. The reaction from the paddock was far from enthusiastic, but over the past decade, those very same power units have evolved into some of the most advanced and efficient engines in motorsport history. As the technology matured, performance soared and reliability improved, gradually silencing even the staunchest traditionalists. Now, with the 2026 regulations set to usher in a more refined and sustainable turbo-hybrid formula, Honda is already focused on what comes next. The Japanese manufacturer has made it clear they are not interested in nostalgia-driven reversals. A return to simpler combustion engines for the sake of cost savings or convenience is not part of their roadmap, especially if it comes at the expense of environmental progress and long-term innovation. FIA President Mohammed Sulayem, however, sees things differently. He has proposed a future shift to cheaper, less complex power units, citing the prevalence of V8s in commercial vehicles as a rationale. From his perspective, this shift would make commercial sense. What Sulayem's proposal seems to conveniently ignore is the core reason why manufacturers like Audi and Honda have committed to Formula One's future: the continuation and evolution of hybrid technology. Audi's highly anticipated 2026 entry in partnership with Sauber is predicated entirely on the opportunity to showcase its hybrid capabilities on the world stage. Honda's renewed partnership with Aston Martin follows the same logic, a strategic return aligned with F1's hybrid direction. To abruptly pivot away from this technological foundation by 2029 would not only undermine years of investment and planning, but it would also risk destabilizing the very ecosystem the FIA is trying to grow. It would be a self-inflicted setback, jeopardizing trust among manufacturers at a time when long-term stability is more crucial than ever. In effect, it's akin to securing partnerships on the promise of consistency and progress, only to later rewrite the terms mid-journey. The FIA's current signals suggest a shift not rooted in innovation, but in regression, and that poses serious questions about the governing body's long-term vision for the sport. While debates about the future of power units continue to swirl, Honda isn't standing still. The Japanese manufacturer is already deep into development with Aston Martin for the 2026 season, and the collaboration is drawing some of the sport's most influential figures into its orbit. Among them is Adrian Newey, now officially serving as technical director and a shareholder at Aston Martin. Though his exact involvement with Honda remains undisclosed, questions naturally arise about whether the legendary designer has had input into the hybrid development process. Koji Watanabe, president of Honda Racing Corporation, offered a measured response. Aston Martin has already made various requests to increase its competitiveness, Watanabe stated. We don't know if these requests came directly from Newey. In other words, while nothing is officially confirmed, Newey's fingerprints may well be on some of the technical conversations taking place, but Honda's strategy doesn't rest on one individual alone. Another key figure, now part of the Aston Martin-Honda alliance, is Andy Cowell, the former Mercedes engine chief, widely credited for leading the Silver Arrow's dominant hybrid era. Watanabe acknowledged Cowell's involvement as a strategic advantage. This is an advantage for us. It allows us to enter into direct dialogue. We are currently in consultation with Aston Martin regarding the powertrain layout. Honda is clearly building a formidable technical foundation for 2026, aligning with top-tier engineering minds to maximize its hybrid potential. It's a proactive and future-focused approach, one that stands in stark contrast to regulatory ideas that risk undoing the very progress manufacturers like Honda are working hard to achieve. While a return to louder engines and cheaper components may appeal to some segments of the fan base, it stands in stark contrast to the broader trajectory of the automotive industry. At a time when manufacturers are investing heavily in hybrid and electric technologies, a move toward fully petrol-powered power units would not only appear tone-deaf, but could also damage the sport's environmental credibility on the global stage. Such a pivot risks more than just bad optics. It could jeopardize key relationships with manufacturers whose participation is built on F1's hybrid ambitions. Audi's 2026 entry is centered on showcasing advanced hybrid technology. Honda, similarly, is returning with Aston Martin for that very reason. Rolling back those principles just 3 years later could force both to reconsider their long-term involvement. If that were to happen, the grid could face a serious power unit shortage. Would Ferrari and Red Bull's Ford-linked program be enough to sustain the field? Would Andretti's yet unconfirmed Chevrolet project become a last-minute lifeline? The consequences of such a decision would go far beyond engine architecture. It would test the sport's credibility, stability, and relevance in a rapidly evolving automotive landscape. As Formula One continues to navigate the tension between its storied past and its evolving future, Honda's position offers a pointed reminder: progress does not come by glancing backwards. The hybrid era has undoubtedly come with a high price tag, but it has also marked one of the most groundbreaking technological chapters in the sport's history. While FIA President Mohammed Sulayem may envision a return to simpler, combustion-only engines, manufacturers like Honda have made their priorities clear. They are not here to indulge nostalgia. They are here to drive innovation, lead performance, and help define the next era of motorsport. Now, the question falls to the broader community. Should Formula One continue investing in hybrid and electric technology to stay aligned with global trends and sustainability goals? Or is there still a place for the visceral appeal of high-revving V8s? Would a return to simpler power units reignite passion, or risk losing the very manufacturers that anchor the sport's future? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.